Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here for another in our month-long look at sea monsters. What? This movie is not sea monsters, it's zombies. I'm pretty sure it's sea monsters. Oh, really? You want to bet, huh? Usual stakes? You're on. The flick we're looking at tonight is Horror of Party Beach, made by Del Tenney. It was advertised as the first monster musical, although Ray Dennis Steckler's incredibly strange creatures that stopped living and became mixed up zombies came out a few months earlier, and many fans consider that the first monster musical. Regardless, this was sent out as a double feature. It was made in New England, and Del Tenney was a local filmmaker. After this, he would make the infamous I Eat Your Skin, which was originally titled Zombie Bloodbath, but he couldn't get it released. So it sat on the shelf until an entrepreneurial man who had made I Drink Your Blood snatched it up as part of a feature and retitled it I Eat Your Skin, even though there's no eating going on in that film. It was paired with Curse of the Living Corpse, also made by Tenney, and is most famous today for being the screen debut of Roy Scheider. Good 7-8 years before he had his breakthrough with The French Connection and Jaws and the like. Stephen King is infamous for his book Danse Macabre, in which he led us an abysmal wet fart of a film. Is that right? Yes. And it is listed in the book 50 Worst Films of All Time as one of those films. Of course, that was written by one of the Medvids, who would then collaborate again on the Golden Turkey Awards, which promoted Plan 9 from Outer Space into its eventual cult fandom. Also, Warren Publishing, who would sometimes do adaptations of movies, as well as their TV adaptations, did one of this, which is kind of pretty cool. Ironically, even though England was putting out the rather gory Hammer films at this time, when this film came out, and they had to do some massive cuts on some of the attack scenes to get it to pass. I find that ironic, considering, some of the gore scenes they've done in Frankenstein and Dracula films. Anyway, we open with, let's see who it is. It's Hank and Tina having a bit of an argument. It's the usual argument. One is ready to go off and start an adult life, while the other is still a bit of a partier.
Look, you booze it all you want, but you better lay off me. You better stand on your feet, because if you fall on your face, I'm not going to pick you up, you understand?
When did you ever have to carry me home? I've always been able to stand on my own 2 feet. Look, I never needed you, and I never will.
Think they're going to be the romantic couple for the movie? Doubtful. While they prepare to go to the beach to meet the rest of the gang, a tugboat that dumps trash has a rather special bit of refuse they are getting rid of.
Okay, now! Okay, boss!
Gosh, I sure hope it doesn't spring a leak. Even so, I'm sure there's nothing down there that would be affected by it. Oh, of all the bad luck, whatever will this do to those human remains? Ooh, that's not good. Well, no, that does not make them a zombie just because they have a human skeleton. Wait till the film is over. They'll give an explanation, I'm sure. Patient. Greedy. Anyway, while that's been going on, Tina and Hank have been continuing their fight. And then the bikers that they encountered earlier show up. Leader puts the moves on Tina, and the bikers and the surfers, I guess, have one of the weirdest brawls I've ever seen. Yeah. That's, I guess you'd call that beach fighting? Anyway, eventually, Hank and the biker leader, they end the fight, shake hands, and Tina, in a remorseful fit, runs off into the water and swims to a little thing of rocks that's out there. And she picked the wrong place. Oof. Okay. That is a little messy. BBC censors or UK censors might have had a point there. Anyway, while this has been happening, we get to thrill to the sounds of the local band, the Delaires, and we get some humor.
Baby, oh my, oh why I should.
Hey, that reminds me. Did I bring my hot dog buns?
Gonna get some, we'll see how it feels to fly on down the road. Gonna get some, we'll see how it feels.
Johnny, I never let anyone kiss me like this before.
My name's not Johnny.
What is it?
Irving.
Irving? What's in the name?
All night through,
I don't know. I've never been...
You've never been kissed?
No, I've never been sick.
Height of comedy. Anyway, all fun things like that must come to an end as guess what washes ashore? Ugh. Well, of course, the police are a little dumbfounded. After all, witnesses say they saw something green and slimy swimming away. Monsters, but they can't figure out what did this to that poor young girl. Oh, that woman who had the reaction? That is Elaine. She is the daughter of the man Hank works for, a marine biologist, which the police then call in to help them with these investigations. And while he is perplexed and flummoxed, his maid, Eulabelle, and even back then must have been a very cringy character. She knows what's behind all this.
It's the voodoo, that's what it is.
Yeah, the voodoo. Sadly, that actress, who mainly did bit parts, passed away soon after her filming had been completed. Anyway, moving on. Elaine, who has been invited to a slumber party with her friends, cancels. She's just not up to it. Not with the death of Tina and all. And the girls, they've gotten word the boys are going to crash it. So they put a little bucket of water over their front door. And when they hear some creepiness coming up, even though it smells horrid, they turn off the lights to wait for the boys to get hit with that bucket. Oh, crap! There's more than one? What's the deal with the hot dogs hanging out of their mouth? That's weird. You think any of them managed to escape the slaughter? Yeah, doesn't look like it. Well, this, of course, puts the whole town in a panic. Curfews and stay away from the beach and all that stuff. And we then move to 3 wild and crazy chicks who are on their way to New York, and they stop for gas and directions.
Hey, handsome, what's the fastest way to get to New York?
Well, I guess the best way is to go down here to Wire Mill Road, and you turn left and go 2 blocks over, and then you turn right and you go past the quarry, and you'll see the thruway right on the other side.
You sharp-eared listeners there may have recognized the voice of that helpful service station attendant. Or probably not. It was the director, Del Tenney. He didn't do too bad a job. Anyway, we watched them as they navigate his directions, and unfortunately on that last one, they take a left instead of a right. And things don't get better after that.
This is a road?
So, of course, as night comes and they're fixing the flat, we all know what's coming. I was smart, pulling the truck down. Didn't work. You just ripped it open and grabbed her anyways. So, 3 more victims. Cutting to the next morning, we get another of those great bits of dialogue with Eulabelle and her beliefs.
Why, what's this, Eulabelle?
Oh, that's mine. Give it me.
It's a voodoo doll, isn't it? You really believe in it.
Now, don't you go teasing, Miss Elaine. I know a lot more things than I say.
Yeah, that's like another good old stereotype to be thrown on to the bonfire, as it were. Oh, and if you're wondering why the actress playing Elaine sounds so odd compared to everybody else, she was dubbed. That's not her voice. I can only imagine what her voice was. They had to dub it. Anyway, Hank shows up. Apparently, he's gotten over the devastation of his soon-to-be ex being killed, that he's now wanting to take Elaine out to help her get over her depression over all her friends being dead now. Boy, he moves on quick, doesn't he? Anyways, they go to a dance at the beach where they talk to the leader of the Delaires, and we get this crazy bit of hip lingo.
Hey, man, what's happening?
How you doing, gang? Pretty dead tonight, huh, Ron?
Yeah, ever since Tina got killed, like, no action around here.
Like, wow, man. I love the sentiment in that. Oh, ever since Tina got killed, man, like, no action. Anyway, they play a song for Elaine, and she and Hank dance and fall in love. Back in town, a couple of girls are getting off of their shift at the supermarket as it's about to close. And, well, one of them's brother was supposed to pick him up, but he's not there, so they start walking, which was a bad idea.
I did that, but it didn't do any good at all. Got a cat? They adopted a child, and it was much easier.
Come on, girls.
Missed it by that much. Well, what's a frustrated monster left to do with himself? Take out his rage, of course. What a lucky break. The police, finding this specimen, quickly rush it over to the doctor, and he gives an examination and explains some pretty good pseudoscience.
Muscle tissue seems to be a sea anemone, a species of protozoa. These organs are exactly like human organs, except that they have been replaced by the protozoans.
The giant protozoa, sea monster. Fine, we'll listen to the entire explanation.
Gavin, can they be killed? I don't know, Lieutenant.
They are the living dead. They're zombies.
Yeah, but she's not a scientist. Fine. You win. One crisp new dollar. Don't spend it all in one place. Well, about that time, Eulabelle arrives and actually finds a way to kill these things.
By myself all alone at night. And them zombies, they coming at me tonight. I just know they will.
Wow! What was that she knocked onto it?
Protozoans are almost all water. This is all we have left.
But what makes all the smoke and steam, Daddy?
Sodium. Plain old sodium.
Great. Now all they have to do is figure out a way to discover where they are hiding and get a bunch of sodium. Easy peasy. Anyway, later that night, we get a couple of overly inebriated men who have been kicked out of the bar, crashed their cars into each other, and are now walking home, whereupon they come upon a stalled car.
What are you doing? You sleeping? Huh? Oh, buddy! Hey, buddy.
Okay, I wasn't expecting anything that nasty. That actor is the only name actor in this film who went on to bigger things. That's Wayne Tippett. Very, very popular character actor. He was in JFK. He was in Taps, Nurse Betty, Rockford Files. He was on a couple of soaps, Guiding Light and Search for Tomorrow. And he was in the film, as well as Roller Coaster and Dream Team. He played a lot of authority figures, police officers, military officers, and such. Having discovered the man is dead, our helpful schnozzed guy turns to his friend for help.
Hey, Stan! Hey, Stan, where are you?
I like that shot, where his friend's obviously been attacked and just kind of falls over and he doesn't notice it's behind him. I think we can guess what's going to happen to him next. Just hold him right in. After this, we get a very dialogue-heavy section as they finally figure out how to track the monsters when Hank mentions about all the stuff that gets dumped in the ocean by this one tug. Professor Gavin has figured out that, hey, they must be radioactive. Radioactive material has created them. So the police, Hank, and everybody are issued Geiger counters and start checking all the bodies of water. Meanwhile, Hank is calling all the places he can think of to find sodium. No luck. Until he calls a chemical house in New York City. They have it. They have a lot. He has them put a hold on it. And jumping in his fancy sports car, while the soundtrack beats out some kickin' beach music, he zips up to New York, gets it, and zips back. Meanwhile, Elaine is at the old quarry when she has a bit of a mishap. Looks like she could be done for. But wait! When Professor Gavin arrives home, Eulabelle tells him where Elaine is. He realizes, of course, that's one of the deepest bodies of water they have. And that's where those 3 women were attacked. He leaps in action as Eulabelle call the police to let them know, as well as having them alert the highway patrol to stop Hank and lead him to the quarry. Then he goes to his lab, grabs some sodium, he has some left, and heads for the quarry himself. And wouldn't you know it, Hank is stopped by the highway patrol and is being led to the quarry too. Boy, isn't this getting exciting? Thank goodness. They got them all. The professor's laid up in the hospital for a while, but he'll be okay. As for Lane, she's laid up at home while her ankle heals. And Hank shows up for, I'll get to why I'm upset after this.
Oh, Hank.
I know it's customary to end with the romantic couple kissing, but here's the thing. Those two in real life are brother and sister. And knowing that, it's just a little too... I know they're acting, and they probably didn't think anything of it, but still. Anyway, other than that, that's a pretty okay film. It's probably one of the inspirations for the Beach Girls and the Monster. Similar theme of a sea monster attacking people on the beach, only that one turned out to be a murder mystery, and this one is real sci-fi horror. And the creatures look pretty good, except for those weird tube hot dog looking things hanging out of their mouth. I don't get it. Other than that, pretty good look at the monsters. I mean, the heads look good, but funny little tidbit about this. Denny was trying to sell the film to get it released. And he was going to all these different studios, and none of them were really that impressed. And he started bringing the costume with him. And he was wear the costume. And he went to the bathroom one time in costume. An executive who didn't know about the film came in and almost fainted at the sight of this creature. At that point, the studio grabbed up the film and its companion piece and released it. I really can't see that. I mean, it's a great story, but no, not with those things hanging out. Oh. But it's pretty well paced. You get, the standard attack, discussion, investigation, attack, investigation, attack, and in between that, the romance story weaved in and out. Probably, I won't say it's Tenney's best. That would have to be Curse of the Living Corpse. That one had more of a, had actual actors in it, along with Scheider. There was the actress from Carnival of Souls. So, And, of course, you Misties know that this was riffed hilariously by Mystery Science Theater, and well deserved. It has a lot of problems, but kind of like some other films like House on Haunted Hill or Night Fright. It's enjoyable. Kind of a late night horror film kind of thing you would enjoy back as a kid, as so many of these ones are. It's just the technical aspects that really keep it down. The fact that the actress playing Elaine is dubbed and no one else is, and some of the lighting's not the best, but concept wise it's pretty good. Sea monsters, the sodium, the exciting ending, yeah, not bad. I would probably say it's just an okay film, but enjoyable nonetheless. Well, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay after the credits for my favorite scene.